Good morning, everyone. Where are we today? We are, at the moment, we are in downtown Brooklyn, about to cross Atlantic Avenue. Hopefully I can get across it. I don't think I'm gonna, I might make it. 30 seconds. I'll tell you guys the route we're gonna be walking in a second and where we are. Got to pay attention though to what I'm doing. There is the Barclays Center, home of the Brooklyn Nets. All right, we're good. All right, so we are on Flatbush Avenue. And I'll kind of give you where we are, where we're going. So we're pretty much going to end here. So right here is where we're going to end the walk. You're probably wondering, well, what kind of route is that? We're going to be walking. Technically, we are in the Prospect Heights section of Brooklyn. So we're going to be walking along the borderlines of the district, right? So I'll give you guys like a little look around of Barclays. Why not? We'll walk in here. Well, we're going to walk the borderlines of Prospect Heights. So we're going to walk down Flatbush Avenue. We're going to get onto Eastern Parkway. Then we're going to walk up Washington Avenue. And then we're going to walk back along Atlantic Avenue and ends over here. So now, this is a very busy, high traffic area, so you will see a lot of traffic. It is a Friday. If I got my dates right, it is May 3rd. It's overcast. You can tell by what everyone is wearing. It is a cool day out. It's 60 degrees. So by the time you're watching this, it's the weekend, so I hope everyone has a great weekend. Crossing Dean Street here in a second. So I said, we're walking in Prospect Heights. We're pretty much going to stay on the borderlines. We'll come back here another day and we'll go into the side streets and check out inside of Prospect Heights. But if you're wondering, since we're on a border, right, what are we bordering, right? So currently on Flatbush Avenue, if you were to cross over and go down these streets here, this is Bergen Street coming up, you're in the Park Slope section. So we're bordering Park Slope at the moment. When we get to Eastern Parkway, we're going to be stopping over at Grand Army Plaza right outside Prospect Park. But when we get onto Eastern Parkway, we will then be bordering Crown Heights. And then eventually we'll get onto Washington Avenue. At that point, we'll be bordering Bed-Stuy, and then when we come back along Atlantic Avenue, those district lines are considered the border of Prospect Heights and Clinton Hill. And these are all neighborhoods that we will be walking through this year. You can see it's dangerous over here. This area is dangerous. This is a two-way street, by the way. It's a very small two-way street. But I can't cross against the light here because there is traffic flooding in on the other side. And you'll get a lot of this horn blowing down here, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna make the move. So yeah, I may have done it already, but if I didn't, noise alert warning. It's a really busy area. This is like being in the city. So this is what we all like to consider downtown Brooklyn anyway. So it's like the city area of Brooklyn. This is St. Mark's Avenue. You'll notice that a lot of these corners, some of these poles don't have street signs on them. As you can imagine, we're going to be staying on one side of the street mostly throughout this walk because it's just all four of the roads that we're walking along, the border lines, they're all major roads. You know, Flatbush Avenue and Eastern Parkway are probably the biggest. And then you'll get onto Washington Avenue, and Washington Avenue is pretty big, and then Atlantic Avenue is pretty big. So this whole walk will be along a very busy stretch of road. Commercial area, pretty much. I mean, it's residential, it's all mixed. You have, you know, a lot of these commercial businesses on the lower levels. And you got, you know, people living above the commercial areas. This is a Prospect Place right here. We're gonna walk inside Prospect Heights soon. We'll come back here. This right here is Burrito Bar. I've had lunch here once. It's mostly a place that's open late anyway, so. They had years ago, I was working for a company, and we kind of, I guess the company had rented out the place for a lunch event. 7th Avenue. So yeah, I'm mostly focusing on this side, but on the right side of me, we're also cutting through some avenues that take you into Park Slope, 6th Avenue, 7th Avenue, 8th Avenue. Crossing Park Place right here. So if you've got any cash, make sure you buy a couple of hotels and a house to put on your Park Place property. A little Monopoly reference there. There is no boardwalk down here though, sorry. Boardwalk is not next to this area, so.
No, yeah.
And this right here is Carlton Avenue. Streets can get pretty confusing down here for people that have never been down here because you got streets crisscross in all different directions. I remember when I was a teenager, I got lost down here. And the funny thing is, it was Carlton Avenue that we just passed. I had gotten turned around. I was on Carlton Avenue and I thought I was walking towards Park Slope. I was actually walking towards Brooklyn Heights. I'm gonna let this guy go by me. We're crossing Sterling Place right now. I'm actually going to take this light because we got to cross anyway, so. For a little moment here, we're on 6th Avenue. This is 6th Avenue. And a lot of these avenues last year in May, we did all of the Park Slope avenues, so if you want to take a look at those, we're going to go back through them this year. Probably start going through them again. But they're in there. 5th Avenue, 4th Avenue, 6th Avenue, 7th Avenue, 8th Avenue. We did all the Park Slope avenues. We are at Plaza Street West. And this is Grand Army Plaza over here. We're gonna stop over at the Arch. I'll give you guys a look at the Arch. We're just, when we get to the Arch, we'll be just outside just outside Prospect Park. It's a circular road here. It just goes around the plaza. So what we'll do is we'll walk through it. You can see why I crossed over earlier, because look at all these crosswalks. I decided to get, this is the easier way to cross. So. Got the JFK bust right here. And this is Grand Army Plaza right here. There's a lot of renovation work getting ready to be done or finished. So when we get over to the arch, you're gonna notice some scaffolding and stuff. We're gonna get onto Eastern Parkway here in a second. There's the arch. We're going to walk in the front of the arch because this is the back, so you can't see the fronts of the statues up there. So normally when there's no construction, you can walk under this. So. And they are definitely, it looks like, I'll tell you right now, it looks like they're taking the scaffolding down. That's what that looks like to me. It looks like the scaffolding is coming down, not going up, because I see them pulling stuff down. And that right there is Prospect Park. This is the north entrance. I'll say it again in case a horn went over me. It's the north entrance right here. And this right here is the partially covered arch over here at Grand Army Plaza. Okay. All right, so what we're doing now is we're getting onto Eastern Parkway. We're still in the Plaza streets here, so we're on Plaza South, I believe, now at this point. Oh, it's east. We're on east. You can kind of get an idea of how much of a labyrinth it is down here with these streets. Now, I'm literally walking in a circle. And there is a walking path here, but we're going to stay on the sidewalk. It's the more interesting spot to be on, I guess. All right, we are now on Eastern Parkway, so we're now bordering Crown Heights. I guess it's up for debate. You can say Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy. They're really cornered here. So if you go in that direction, you're going to end up in Crown Heights. If you go further down and up to my left, you would end up in Bed-Stuy. So, well, when we get to Washington Avenue, that'll be the border between pretty much Bed-Stuy and Prospect Heights. If you go down Eastern Parkway, it'll take you deeper into Crown Heights, eventually down into Brownsville and into East New York. This is, by the way, Underhill Avenue. It's another pole that didn't have a street sign. It's a good thing I know the streets down here. Now this strip here going down to Washington Avenue is going to be a lot of these, apartment buildings. Some of them might be condos or co-ops. Some of them are apartment buildings, but it's all high-rise residential. I'll give you a look up to see how high they go up. They're about 5 stories tall. Some of the buildings have doormen, if not all of them. And right across from me is Prospect Park. Prospect Park's pretty big. It's like, it's Brooklyn's Central Park. So if you've ever been to Central Park and you've never been to Prospect, or vice versa, they're really pretty much similar. They have lakes. They have the meadows, running trails. They have cars that go through at times, so very similar to Central Park. I remember once I met a girl who thought, this is a funny story, I was in Prospect Park years ago doing photography, and she come walking up to me, and she's like, hi, she had an accent. It sounded like she was from, she could have been either UK or Australian. I think it was UK because I know an Australian accent because I've been to Australia. But anyway, she come up to me asking me where the reservoir was. So I'm like, reservoir? You mean the lake? And she's like, no, I know about the lake. I just visited the lake. Where's the reservoir? I'm like, I don't think there's a reservoir in Prospect Park. And when I said that, she put her hand in front of her face. She didn't even know she was in Brooklyn, this girl. I mean, she was totally lost. I said to her, how did you even get here if you don't even know you're in Brooklyn? She goes, well, I got on the train and, I was like, wow, you're nowhere near Central Park. She thought she was in Central Park. Fun stuff. I could have wore a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt on, but I could take my jacket off. It's not that chilly out. By the way, across there is the Brooklyn Museum. Giving you guys a good look of it. Paul McCartney photographs, 63 to 64, they got on display there. That's pretty cool. I'm a big Beatles fan. All right, we are turning again. This is Washington Avenue, so take your pick. If you want to keep walking this way, you're in Crown Heights. And we'll now be walking up along the border of Bed-Stuy. What we're going to do is we're going to walk up to Atlantic Avenue, and then we're going to take Atlantic Avenue and make our way back to the Barclays Center. I'd like to do some thunderstorm walks in these neighborhoods. Generally, I'll do my thunderstorm walks in the Bay Ridge area or Dyke Heights, Sunset Park. But these areas, these are good areas to walk around when you got storms coming in. The storms, by the time the storms get into this deep into Brooklyn, they kind of get it enhanced. We've had some tornadoes down here a few times. And you got a lot of these buildings, these high rises, you know, these 5-story. Put the camera up in a second. So it enhances the wind. So when we get thunderstorms down here, it's pretty rough sometimes. Get a lot of flooding down here. I don't know where I'm supposed to walk here. We've got some construction going on St. John's. This is St. John's Place right here. As you can see, Prospect Heights it's like Windsor Terrace in a sense. It's a small neighborhood. It's one of the smaller neighborhoods in Brooklyn. It's like the smaller neighborhoods, like you have Carroll Gardens and Cobble Hill next to each other. Those are two small neighborhoods. I guess I would say Clinton Hill could be a small neighborhood. When you get into this part of Brooklyn, a lot of the neighborhoods overlap. They're very small, like as far as district lines go and stuff. So.
And he.
Sterling Place. A lot of places to eat down here. I'll get across the street and give you guys a look at this wall over here. Briefly enter over onto the Bed-Stuy side. I guess this is how we'll do it. I'll just walk with the cameras like this. I wonder if this is an actual depiction of somebody's actual cat. Hey, art is always, you know, when you look at these, they're obviously an inspiration of something, right? So, very possible. Some big dump haulers there. Got Muse in the corner of Prospect Place. They're just cleaning the windows right now. If you're wondering, it's not really that early out. I mean, it looks like everything's closed. I guess they open late. I guess everyone's sleeping in. It's Friday. Who knows? But it's around 12 o'clock, so it's not that early that everything's closed right now. Yeah, I'm looking. Store hours for the islands right here that I just passed by is from 12 till nighttime. So it's I guess it's not 12 yet. All right, next time I'll come down here at like 3 o'clock. St. Mark's Avenue. Always remember there's St. Mark's Avenue and St. Mark's Place. They're pretty much the same road, but eventually St. Mark's Avenue turns into St. Mark's Place down here. So some people might say, no, that's St. Mark's Place. No, it's St. Mark's Avenue.
So they're like in it together, sort of. And go back.
We have been walking. Well, yeah, I could say we're working too, but we've been walking for just about 35 minutes. Somebody's cooking some nice breakfast. I think we just passed a place on the corner or something, but I can smell the eggs and the bacon. We're getting close to Atlantic Avenue, our last border avenue in the Prospect Heights section. I'm going to cross back over. This is Dean Street over here. Pretty much passing all the streets that we passed earlier when we were up on Flatbush. Got Natty Garden. Tell you, Washington Avenue is the more quiet part of the walk. Looks like another flower place here. Or is it just a cafe with a bunch of flowers? Yeah, it looks like a cafe. It's looks like a restaurant, not a cafe. Pacific Street, and then we'll pretty much cut through this little park here and get over to Atlantic Avenue. So we're going to be getting back onto the busier traffic route. Now this is, I've talked about this in the past. This is a good example where you don't have to leave a neighborhood and walk 3 miles. We haven't walked 3 miles. I don't think we'll hit 3, but we'll definitely. We're in the 2 territory right now, 2 mile territory, because I'm looking at the time and it says 38 minutes. So this is a good example of you don't have to go far to get a walk in. This is closed street here. At one time it was a street. It looks like they've turned it into a outdoor area. We are now back on Atlantic Avenue. We started the walk on Atlantic and Flatbush, and we're going to end the walk on Atlantic and Flatbush. Now this area is a lot of you got a lot of businesses, a lot of loft buildings, studios, stuff of that nature. If you go all the way down Atlantic behind me, the opposite direction we're walking, it gets pretty, you know, like industrial and stuff. Looks like there's a building going up to my left. There's nothing to see because they're just now still digging out the foundation. Well, they're digging out where they're going to put the foundation. So. As a matter of fact, the sign here says it's the demolition phase. So. Give you guys a look at this building to my right here. It's called the Axle. Well, I gotta wait. Oh, there we go. I was about to stop so I could do an edit. I just waved this guy in case you're wondering, that guy did not cut the crosswalk. I let him go through. By the way, this is the Long Island Railroad hold here in Brooklyn. Give you guys a nice little look for all you train fans. You can see right here, these are the Terminators right below me. This is one of the coolest places though. Like, they don't have walls up here so you can actually see everything. But they are gonna build, they are gonna complete, at some point, they will enclose this. So you could see how they have a lot of this rebar that's just standing there waiting, I guess, to get some kind of concrete put on, but they never really finished it. Train crew just went into that train right there, and the second one furthest from the close one. And this is the Long Island Railroad, and what it does is this part of the Long Island Railroad is the Brooklyn area. So when you want to take the trains from Brooklyn over at Atlantic Avenue, which is where we're ending, these are the trains that lay up here. They come into Atlantic Avenue, drop everybody off in Brooklyn, and then they lay up here. And then they go back the other way, back into Long Island. So if you're a Long Island Railroad rider and you ever wondered where your train died, this is where they die. The train heaven. They're not really dead. I mean, they're still in service, but you know. When I was a kid, that's what I used to say to my father. I said, where did the trains die? You see there's a lot of high rises over here, kind of neglecting the skyline here. And you could just start to see the Barclays Center again in between these two buildings. I'll give you guys a look when we get to this corner. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see the Barclays in between those two buildings. It looks like a hill because they put like dirt and grass on top of the roof to make it like a green area. As you can see, there is nothing down here. We're still looking at, on my left, I mean, there's still train tracks. And this is where the trains go into the tunnel here. It goes underneath these buildings. These tall skyscrapers we see in front of me. Now, that's pretty much where the train station is, by the way. We're going to be passing by. I think we'll be passing by the entrance to the Long Island Railroad. So. "47 minutes. We almost are just about hitting 3 miles here. You got the mall over here that's had problems as of recently. For those of you that are not local, they had to put a restriction on the mall. They don't allow kids in the mall under the age of, I think it's 17, I'm not sure, but you have to be accompanied by a parent during school hours, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of unruly kids walking around and causing chaos and stuff for a while. And the other thing was there's a lot of people that work in the office buildings above that come down and stuff, and they were having issues. So. And you can see right here, this is where the trains go underneath into the train station below. We are back at the Barclays Center. So we won't be passing by the... And actually, this is not the mall now. Now I'm thinking I'm kind of... The mall that I was talking about that had the issues is over, I think, by DeKalb. So I had to correct myself there. So this is a Barclays Center once again. And there I go. I am waving. The people inside think I'm waving at them, by the way. They saw somebody wave back at me. I was like, oh, no, I'm not waving at you. Maybe this is the... No, I'm pretty sure the mall that has the issue is over by DeKalb. Listen, all the malls have issues in New York City. So, don't matter, man. All right, we're back at the train station. And the Long Island Railroad entrance is around here. Down this way. This is the Atlantic Avenue entrance to pretty much all the trains down here. The 2, the 3, 4, 5 BQ, DNR, and the Long Island Railroad. All right, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed the walk. We'll give you some more looks at the Barclays Center here. We'll end it up. Looks like a flying saucer. All right, so we're gonna end it here, and I hope everyone had a nice little walk, and I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will catch everyone on the next one. So with that, take care, and see you later.